right. You know that time, Metal Monday. How you doing today, Brett?
Man, I cannot complain whatsoever. I feel like I just blinked my eyes and the weekend was over.
Yeah, I felt like it was Friday morning just the other day.
Uh-huh.
Now it's Monday morning. But Friday we had a good run. Today we're having a great run.
Yeah.
You know,
So far, right? On
so
the base
far.
metals, a little bit in the PGM, so.
Copper's up, palladium's up, nickel up a penny,
Yep.
aluminum up. Aluminum, I mean that thing's just killing it.
Yeah, it's on a bull run of all bull runs,
Yeah.
right? It's as strong as I've seen aluminum in a long, long time.
So that's great to see. What's driving this recent uptick? Do you have any
In aluminum?
on
Or
all
just
of them?
on everything?
This
I
Friday
think,
and
well,
Monday.
everybody was getting pretty nervous about China and that Evergrande, and I think wondering if that was going to be the next Lehman type moment that was going to shake the foundation of, obviously one of your biggest.
So what was that?
You
That
know.
like a bailout that the government did?
Yeah,
for
basically,
them?
I think the way I understand it, and I'm no economist, but the way I understand is the Chinese kind of came in, as a government and said either fix it or like let's dial it in. But they also basically stepped in and said, hey, we're going to be there to backstop this and make sure this doesn't crater the economy. The stock market, the base metals, everything is not everything, but a lot of it's based on momentum trading, right? So there's a certain intrinsic value that metal has, whether it's copper or gold or silver or palladium. And then there's also the anticipated future value of it. So, people will kind of move into certain commodities or move into certain stocks or certain whatever because they feel like there's some upside to it. And I think that's what you get, these big movements, these big, swings in copper, these big swings in the PGMs, big swings in nickel and aluminum. It's like when the story is, the headline reads, nickel is a scarce element and it's going to be absolutely crucial to the next battery, powered vehicle, yada, yada, yada. All of a sudden you see nickel just for, a month straight, just sit there and just kind of tack on gains. And then it kind of falls out of favor because something else happens. So, the markets we live in are very heavily traded. I mean, on people that never touch a pound of material, right? So we're kind of living in that moment. But we're on the flip side where we're actually receiving, processing.
You can walk in our yard and see our
Yeah,
material. It's not all-
we're not trading aluminum futures, right? Like we're actually buying aluminum today, packaging it, and selling it to a smelter, and getting paid 60 days later or 30 days later, or depending on the terms you have, right? Like that's the business that we're in, and so we are kind of at the mercy sometimes of these momentum trades, these futures, markets, and the macro. My wife asked me why I read so much, why I pay so much attention to like the, what's going on across the world, and anymore is because a lot of that affects these markets.
Absolutely, it's so reactive. If one thing, that's one thing I think it's, in my honest opinion, I think it's too reactive sometimes.
Yeah.
You get one article about something in China and just things just take a shit, and then people calm down and realize the world's not ending, and then you see kind of a rebound. That's kind of what I noticed on a lot of those articles that come out.
Well, it's like if you look at the PGM market, I was just looking at it this weekend. So, I mean, the reason the PGMs have gotten beat up, as of recently, was because the demand softened, right? Well, why did the demand soften? Well, because of the microchips that go in these cars, which then you start digging deeper and you start, okay, so what's the car sales? What do those look like? What's the dealership inventory look like? And everything's just been getting pounded, right? Well, it's a natural, chain of events, and you can understand why those commodities have kind of fallen out of favor. Today, does that mean that those commodities are going to be out of favor, a month, 6 months, a year from now, when all of a sudden there's a little bit more chip availability, all of a sudden these cars are coming off the production line again, and yada, 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 yada. In my opinion, that market's going to scream again because they're still facing a supply deficit over, what's going to be demanded
Absolutely.
coming forward. So, but if you get caught up in the day-to-day, which is where people like Pete Thomas come in with the hedgers and stuff and say, okay, protect your margin because you may not be able to buy that ounce today and trade it tomorrow. Hedge your gain or whatever. And as a scrap metal recycling facility, you have to make that decision. Do you want to hedge? Do you not? But you can't get caught up in the day-to-day swings as much as just knowing your margins, knowing what you can live with, knowing the swings are coming, and then just kind of getting the material through the system.
Yeah, just managing it from there. We didn't know what Ferris was going to do exactly last week, but so what did that end up doing for everybody?
Some markets were up, actually. A few markets were up, and then some were just sideways. So, and the ones that were up, you're looking at $5-10.
So not a whole lot of movement.
There wasn't, it was sideways for the most part. A little bit up movement, but in general, yeah, it was. Which isn't the worst. To see it flatten out for a little bit is okay. I feel like November and December could be good months to sell if you've got material to move. But that deal changes on a dime.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Anything else to add?
That's it, man. Another Metal Monday in the books.
Another one down. Everyone have a great week, and we'll see everybody in a week.
All right. Have a great day.